Hi, in last video we have seen how to save data in database with the help of Django model, and we have also fetched that store data over the browser. But if you remember where we have entered student details manually in Django admin page. In this video we are going to see how to take user input through the form, and then we will see how to save that form data and display over the browser. So before going to start the practical session, first understand what is the form. So here I have written some theoretical points, so you can pause the video and note down these things. These are the very important for interview purpose. So let's discuss. It is a very important concept in web development. The main purpose of form is to take user input. For example, login form, registration form, inquiry form, etc. From the forms, we can read end user provided input data, and we can use that data based on our requirement. We may store in database for future purpose, or we may use for authentication purpose. So number of people maybe think why we are using Django form if we have HTML form. So here are some advantage over the HTML form. We can develop form very easily with the Python code. We can generate HTML form widget components very quickly. Validating the data will become very easy. Processing data into Python data structure like list, set, etc. will become very easy. And most important, creation of a model based on form will become easy. So these are the few points regarding the Django form. So in this video we are going to see how to create the Django form, and we will save the data in Django form, and after saving we will redirect that page to some another page. For open the command prompt, type cmd. Here I am going to create project from scratch. For that I want to create one empty folder over the desktop. For that I am going to the desktop location. For that cd desktop. After that I want to create one empty folder. For that we have a command mkdir, then folder name whatever you want to create over the desktop. In my case I am creating Django project, one folder over the desktop. After that go inside the Django project folder. For that we have command cd, then particular folder name whatever you have given. In my case this is a Django project. Yeah, now I'm inside the Django project folder. After that I'm going to create the Django project. For that we have a command python space -m django start project name. You can give any name to the project. In my case I'm giving my project. So let's enter. After creating the Django project, go to the particular project. For cd my project. Now I'm inside the my project folder. Then we have to create one application for our Django project. For that we have a command python manage.py start app application name. So start app, then application name. Application name you can give any name. In my case I am giving my app. Enter. Then I'm going to run the Django server. For that we have a command python manage.py run server. This is the command to run the Django server. Now copy the URL and paste in any browser. Paste here. If you are getting this page, it means you have successfully created Django project. Now let me open the Visual Studio Code. From there we will open our Django project folder which we have created over the desktop. Then go to the file, then open folder, then go to particular location and select your project folder. After that I'm going to register our application in settings.py file inside the installed app. So for that just type your application name. In my case this is the my app. Now I'm going to create the Django forms. For that I'm creating one forms.py file inside the my app folder. Right click on my app folder, then new file, then give file name forms.py file. In this file we are going to maintain all our Django form related code. Let me import forms. For that, from Django import forms. After that we have to create the form class. For that, class, then class name whatever you want to give. In my case I am giving student form. After that I am going to inherit forms.form class to make this our ordinary class as a Django form class. So forms.form, here we have inherit this class. After that I am going to create the form field. For that, name equals to forms.forms dot, then type of that field. For name we have taken char field. If you remember, here we have not taken any max length, but in the case of model we have taken max length, but in forms it is not required. Then next field city equals to forms dot, then type of city it will also same char field. Then next field marks equals to forms dot, then type of marks it will be the integer field, forms dot integer field. Yeah, here successfully we have created our forms. That's now I have to render this Django form inside the Django template with the help of views.py file. For that, open the views.py file, then create one view function. For that we have a keyword def, then function name whatever you want to give. In my case I am giving student views, then default parameter. In views.py file we will create the object of the form class and we will render that object inside the Django template. So before creating the object of form class, let me import the form class. For that, from my app is nothing but my application name. So from my app dot means current directory, then forms import form class. So whatever you have given name, just copy paste from the forms.py file and paste in the views.py file. Now we have successfully imported our forms. Next step 2, we have to create the object of the form class. For that, take any variable whatever you want. So in my case I am taking the form equals to forms dot, that forms dot, then whatever name of the forms class you have given. In my case this is the student form. Now we have successfully created the object of the form class. The next step to render this object to the Django template. For that, return render, then default parameter request, and after that we will specify the our HTML page or Django template page location. So let me pass. But here if you remember we have not created any templates. For that we need to first create the templates. So I have already shown you how to create the templates and how to add that template location in the settings.py file. So let me create one template, then go to the my project, then right click and create one folder with the name of templates. Then after that again click on right over the template folder and create one more folder with the name of your application name. Then inside the app my app create one file which is student.html file. Type HTML5. Now I'm going to create one heading for our project. So let's take h1 tag, then type hi, this is Django project. Hi, this is Django form project. Yeah, right now we have created our HTML page successfully. Then our next step to register. Then our next step to pass the address of this student.html file in the views.py file. But before, we have to pass the address of templates inside the settings.py file. Below, copy this base dir, and paste inside the templates. Base dir is nothing but location up to your project folder. After that, you have to mention whatever folder you have created for the student.html file. So we have created templates folder. Now I'm going to specify the location of student.html file inside the views.py file. So up to templates we have already registered inside the settings.py file. So here I have to register remaining address, which is my app. Then inside the my app student.html page. After that, I'm going to pass the form object inside the student.html page. For that, create one dictionary, then take one key and then value. Key you can take anything, but the value name should be same whatever you have taken for the form object. In my case, I have taken form. Yeah, our view is created. Then next step to pass this key inside the student.html page. So for that, open the student.html page and take one double curly bracket. Inside this curly bracket, we are going to pass the key what we have taken inside the views.py file. Then open the terminal, then new terminal. But before going to run the Django project, we need to maintain the URLs for the Django project. For that, open the urls.py file and first import the views. For that, from my app import views. Here, before going to maintain the URLs, we need to import the views. This view is nothing but our views.py file. Then copy first line, then paste, then modified it. Here we need to specify the URL. In my case, I am giving student, then views. After that, we need to specify the views name. So go to the views.py file, and copy the views name and paste in the urls.py file. That's it. Our project is ready. Then our next step to run the Django project. For that, we need to go inside the project. For that, we have a command cd, then our project name. My project name is my project. Enter. Then next step to run the Django project. For that, we have a command python manage.py run server. This is the command to run the Django project. Enter. Here we are getting some warning, so no need to worry. Simply copy that command. This command is python manage.py migrate. Copy this command and run this command. Control C, then Control V, then enter. Now our project is ready to run. Then type python manage.py run server, then enter. Then copy the URL and open the any browser, paste it. Next, we have to specify the URL what we have given. In my case, this is a student, so /student. Now we have redirected to Django error page. Here we are getting some error like forms is not defined inside the views.py file, line number 6. Go to the views.py file and check what. So remove this one, we have did some mistake. Control S. Open the browser and refresh it. Just refresh it. Yeah, here you can see our Django form is created successfully, but this is coming in one single line. So let me change. Go to the student.html page and inside the double curly bracket, just type it form dot as a underscore p. It means we want to render the form as a paragraph. With the help of this key, it will come one by one. So just run the project and go to the browser and refresh it. Just refresh it. Yeah, here you can see it's coming in one line. Now here you can see this is coming in a p tag. Django form not coming with default form tag. Here we need to specify the form tag manually. For that, go to the student.html page and take one form tag, form, enter. Then copy this double curly bracket inside the form tag. Yeah. Then Control C, then up arrow to run the Django project. With the help of up arrow, you can see the previous command. Now refresh the browser. Okay, let me remove that extra one. Just remove it. Yeah. Then Control S, then again refresh the browser. Yeah, here you can see the source code. Here you can see the form tag is showing. It means we have to add this form tag manually in the Django form. Let me add one submit button inside the form. For that, input type submit and value should be submit. So let me do it. Submit, then value also submit. Control S, then refresh the browser. Yeah, here you can see submit button is showing. Now let me show you what I have did up to this point. In forms.py file, I have created all the fields related to the forms. Then in views.py file, I have created one function and I have created the object of the form class and render in the student.html form. Then in student.html form, I have taken that particular key which I have set for the form. Now in urls.py, I have maintained the URL. Then my next step to save this form while clicking on submit button. So go to the browser. Here, let me enter some input. For example, name Durgesh. Then city Mumbai. And marks. After clicking on submit button, I want to save this data. So let's see how we can save the data. For that, I'm going to take the post method. It is highly recommended that you have to use the post method when you are taking the user input for the security purpose. So because of that only, I'm taking the post method. Now go to the views.py file. Here we have to check the condition of the method, whether it's a post or get. So I'm going to put one if condition. It will check whether our method is get or post. Based on that, we have to perform some activity. I'm taking if request.method equals to post. Then I want to create the object of the form again, but this time I want to create the object of the form along with the data. First let me write this post. Okay, if request.method equals to post, then I want to create the object of the form. So we have already seen how to create the object of the form. Take any variable, then class name of the form, which is in my case student form. You can simply go to the forms.py file and copy the class name. Then here I'm going to take request.post. It means we are creating the object of the form along with data. Then I'm simply going to print one line. This is for testing purpose only. With the help of this line, we can see in console whether we are reaching to this if condition or not. So let's type this is post request. This is only for the testing purpose. Then I'm going to print this is get request. This is get request. This is get request. That's it. Then Control S. Then run the Django server again. For that, Control C, then up arrow and run the command. Simply copy the URL and open in browser and paste it. Then type the URL. Yeah, let me check whether it's working or not. So first let me provide name Durgesh, then city Mumbai, then marks 90, then click on submit. But here after clicking on submit, we are getting some error. This is CSRF functionality provided by the Django for the security purpose. With the help of this token, we can avoid unwanted and harmful requests to our website. So no need to worry, simply copy paste this CSRF token and paste inside the student.html page. So let me copy this one and go to the student.html page and paste inside the form tag. Then Control S and run the Django server again. Simply copy the URL. Open the browser and paste there. Now let me check whether our issue resolved or not. For that, let me enter the name Durgesh, then city Mumbai, then marks 90 and submit. Now let's check whether our data is printing over the console or not. For that, open the terminal. Here you can see we are getting post request, and in above we are also getting the get request, because at the time of hitting the blank URL we are getting the get request, and after submitting the data we are getting the post request. Because of that only here we are getting both request, get and post. Now I am going to add some validation to my Django form. For that, Django have inbuilt validation method which is valid. With the help of this isValid method, we can validate our Django form. So let me type it. Now I'm going to print all the form fields what we have taken inside the forms.py file. So if you have remember, we have taken name, city, marks. So let me print all the fields. First I'm going to print the name in clean data. Clean data is the inbuilt method provided by the Django. With the help of clean data, we can fetch validated data or clean data. And inside the clean data, we have to pass the field name or variable name what we have taken inside the forms.py file. We have to copy paste same name. Otherwise, we will get error. Then copy and paste one more time. Let me modify it, city, then marks, and then take the field name from the forms.py file what we have taken. So city, copy and paste inside the clean data. Same do for the marks. Copy and paste. Yeah. Now I'm going to maintain the else part for this if. For that, else in else part I'm going to write not a valid data. So else print not a valid data, not a valid data. Now let me add this is a valid data above. For that, copy this line and paste and modify this one. This is valid data. This is valid data. Control S, then run the Django server, copy the URL and open the browser. Yeah, paste here. Now let me check whether our data is getting printing or not in the console. So let me provide the name, then city name, then marks and click on submit. Now open the terminal and check whether our data is printing or not. Here you can see name, city and marks printing successfully. So now we are able to print the data over the console. Now our next step to save this data with the help of model class into database. For that we need to create the models class. So go to the models.py file, and here we need to create the model class to save the our Django form. So class, then student models. Here you can take any name. I'm taking students model. Then I'm going to inherit this class from the models class. For that, models.model. By the inheriting this class, we can make our ordinary class as the Django model class. So let me inherit models.model. Models.model. Now we have to create the fields. These fields will become our column name, and our class name, which is students model, will become the table name. So take the same field what we have taken inside the forms.py file. So first, name equals to models.char field. This char field is nothing but data type of the variable, what kind of data you are going to store in particular variable. So let me copy all these fields and paste in the models.py file. And here I am going to modify it as per my requirement. So in here first we need to specify the max length. If we have remember in models we need to specify the max field of the char field. And then let me change from forms to models. Then here also and here also. That's it. The city max length 40. For the marks we not required because this is the integer field. Let me arrange this one. Yeah, now it is done. Then our next step to create the object of the model class inside the views.py file. For that, go to the views.py file, and before creating the object of the model class, first we need to import the model class. For that, from my app is nothing but my application name, dot means current directory, models, import, then model class name, whatever you have given. I have given student models. You can simply go to models.py file and copy paste the model class. Let's remove this two line. This is post request and this is valid data. I don't want this line. So let me remove this line. And this print statement also I don't want because I'm not going to print my data. I want to save my data. So let me remove this print statement. Remove this one. Then same do for the city and marks. And I'm going to store this clean data inside the variables. So let me create one variable for name, then for city and marks. And there I'm going to store this data. Yeah, I have created three variables, name, city, marks, and inside that I'm storing the clean data. Now I have to create the object of the model class. For that I'm going to take one variable reg. You can take any variable whatever you want to take. In my case I'm taking reg, then equals to model class name. You can copy the class name from the models.py file. Copy this one and paste inside. Now we need to map the models field name with this particular variable whatever we have created inside the views.py file. So for that, name equals to name, then city equals to city, and marks equal to marks. Here we have successfully mapped the field with the models field. We have taken all the fields from the model class and we have mapped the particular field with the variable whatever we have created inside the views.py file. Then our next step to save this data. For that we have an inbuilt method save. For that we need to write our object name dot save method. Save. Then run the Django project. Copy the URL and open the browser. Paste it. Then mention the complete URL. Yeah. Let me check whether we are able to save the data or not. Provide the name, then city, then marks. Click on submit. But here we are getting one error like no such table my app underscore student model is there. So we have forgot to run two most important command. When we are creating the models, we have to run these two most important command. With the help of this command only we can create the table from the model. The first command is python manage.py make migration. With the help of this we can generate the SQL query. So it will generate the SQL query for our model class. Then second command we have python manage.py migrate. With the help of this command we can execute whatever SQL query generated by the make migration command. So now our table is created. Python manage.py migrate. So now our table is created. So let me run the Django server again. Copy the URL. Then go to the browser and paste. Then provide complete URL. Now let me check whether our issue is resolved or not. Provide the name Durgesh. Then city Mumbai. Then marks. Click on submit. Now I want to see this data. So if you follow my previous video, I have already told you how we can see the data. So let me go to the Django admin page. For that admin, enter. Okay, our server is not running. Let me run our Django project. Yeah, copy the URL. Yeah, hit again. So here we need to pass the username and password. So let's create super user. For that we have a command python manage.py create super user. Then provide the name whatever you want to give as a username. So in my case I am giving username grid. You can give any username whatever you want. I am giving Gridi. Then email is optional, you can skip. Then password I am giving grid @123. Then again type the password. It's showing your password is too weak. Simply click Y. Yeah, then run the Django server. Yeah, now go to the browser and refresh the URL. Refresh the URL. Enter the username. In my case this is a Gridi. Then password Gridi @123. Then login. Yeah, but here our model name is not showing. For that we need to register our model name inside the admins.py file. So let's see how to register the model class inside the admins.py file. Before going to register the models class, we need to import the model class. For that, from my app is nothing but my application name dot models, import model class. So for model class, we can go to the models.py file and copy the class name. Let me copy the class name and paste here. Now our next step to register our model class inside the admins.py file. For that, @admin dot register. Then here we need to pass the name of our model class. Now if you remember, to display the data over the Django admin page, we need to create one more class, which is model admin class. So let me create. For that, I'm taking the name student admin. Then I'm going to inherit from admin dot model admin class. Next, to display the column name or data over the Django admin page, I am using list underscore display inbuilt function. Now here I'm going to pass the column name whatever I want to show in the Django admin page. So simply copy from the models.py file and paste here. Let me copy for the marks and city. Simply copy and paste inside the admins.py file. Whatever field we are pasting here, that field will be reflected in the Django admin page. Marks. Yeah, it's done. Just reload the project, copy the URL and open the browser. Just paste it. Yeah, click on your model class name. My app, click on student models. Then here you can see our data is showing what we have entered: name Durgesh, city Mumbai and marks. Now let me add one more record. For that, type the URL, then go to the student form, then enter. Then here let me add one more record. Provide name, then city, then marks and submit. Now let's check whether this data is saved or not. For that, go to the Django admin page. Type admin, then click on student models. Yeah, here you can see successfully our data is saved. So this is how we can save the data and see in the Django admin page. Now our next task is to, after saving the data, we have to redirect the page in some other page. For that, let's see how we can redirect the page from one page to another page. For that, we need to import the one library, which is HTTP response redirect. So let's import that library from django.http import HTTP response redirect. With the help of this library, we can redirect our page from one page to another page. So we have successfully imported the library. Then I'm going to create one view function. The name is thank you, then default parameter request. With the help of this view function, we can redirect our page from one page to another page. So return render, then default parameter request, and here we need to mention the HTML file where we want to render our request. So inside the my app /thankyou.html, I want to redirect over this page. The page name is thankyou.html. Let me create the thankyou.html page inside the my app. Now here type HTML5 then enter. Then inside the body take one h1 tag and type hi, your data is saved. Hi, your data is saved. That's it. Then Control S. Then go to the views.py file. We need to mention the URL where we want to redirect our page after the save. For that, return HTTP response redirect, then URL. For example, I want to redirect to thank you page, so I am typing thank you. Control S. Then go to the urls.py file to mention the URL. Then simply copy the above line, copy this one and paste below. Then modified as per our requirement, mention the URL what you have given in the views.py file. Simply copy this one and you can paste in the urls.py file. Then we need to specify the views name. For that, go to the views.py file and copy the view name and paste in the urls.py file. That's it. Then Control S. Now run the project again. For that, new terminal, then open the terminal, then go to the project location, then run the project, then simply copy the URL and open the browser and paste there /student, because I want to redirect to student page. Then here let me enter some data. For example, name Komal, then city Mumbai, and marks 34. Submit. Hi, your data is saved. After clicking on save, we have redirected to thank you page. Now let me check whether this data is saved in the admin page or not. For that, here you can see the data is saved successfully. Please like and subscribe, and thank you so much for watching this video.